Hello there, true believers. I thought that as we go into 2012, which will be the year of the Spider, as it's Spider-Man's 50th anniversary, that I'd show some of the favorite Spider-Man stuff I own. Now, Spider-Man's not the main thing I collect, so I don't have as cool stuff as some people out there for sure. But I've got a few things that I really love, so I thought I'd just, pay tribute to Spidery Guy. So, we'll start off with these babies. These two very important events. I'm also a big Superman fan, so I love having these gigantic team-ups. These are both great. The only thing I'm always a bit sorry about is the fact that this one had Lex Luthor, this one had Dr. Doom. I would have loved to have had a Lex Luthor and Dr. Doom team-up. But be that as it may, here's some of my favorite individual Spidey comics. Whoops, the bright light on there, we go. Here we see this issue, Amazing Spider-Man number 226. I just really like this one because the way it ends, where he just kind of decides he's going to go out with the Black Cat. I just find that kind of funny. Because, I don't know, Batman would never really do that. That's sort of what separates Spider-Man from other characters. This one I love the cover of. I'm kind of a fan of the black costume Spidey, and I really like this cover because it just sort of plays up the horror aspects of Spider-Man. I kind of think that Spider-Man in a lot of ways is descended from some of the sci-fi horror movies of the 50s. Things like I Was a Teenage Werewolf and whatnot. I think he was a teenage spider, except they sort of mixed it in with the superhero genre. And, took a bit of the angst from the romance genre and then created this really original, great character, Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Here's just a wonderful cover by Charles Vess. This is great. I love the whole Hobgoblin saga that was going on in the early 80s. Who's the Hobgoblin and so forth. Yeah, this one's just terrific. Now here are a couple that some people probably don't like, but these have always been these sort of weird favorites of mine. I really like this story where Leapfrog and the Toad, Frogman and the Toad are trying to become Spider-Man's partner. It's a really silly, funny story that, I don't know, I just kind of like, but it might not be among a lot of people's favorites, but I like it. And here's another one that is right after that one. This was another sort of funny, silly one that I always kind of enjoyed, where Spider-Man is trying to pursue just a petty thief who lives in the suburbs, and then Spidey has to go out to the suburbs where he can't swing on anything, and I don't know, I just always found that one funny. Getting a little more serious, here's a great cover by John Romita Sr., who is many people's favorite Spidey artist. He is a great one. Sometimes it's kind of like I think of Steve Ditko as being kind of the Sean Connery of Spider-Man artists, and then it's like John Romita Sr. was the, I don't know if Roger Moore is a good comparison, but it's sort of like he's the other guy who took over after. For some people he's definitive, other people prefer Ditko. I really like Ditko stuff, but anyway, this is a great cover, and it's a really good story as well. This gives you kind of an overview of Spider-Man's history as the Beyonder and Mephisto kind of have a little sort of Book of Job style bet going. Then getting into some of the graphic novel type things, another one that really gives you a good overview of Spider-Man's history is this one from the 80s. Let's get the glare off of that. Parallel Lives, which just kind of goes over all of Spider-Man's history. So if you don't have time to read, 250 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, then you just sort of, this is like the Cole's Notes kind of. It gives you a lot of the highlights of his career, but I mean in story form, retold, and some of the key moments from Spider-Man's history sort of reenacted. Sort of like, you can see some of these drawings here, and see like there, Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. I mean, that's probably one of the most famous lines in comic books. It's a nice redoing, I think, of the original Romita Sr. drawing. It looks almost just like it. Who's the artist of this? Alex Saviuk, that's right. And my favorite thing that I have of Spider-Man is this. Best of Spider-Man. This is the best of Spider-Man's newspaper career up until a certain point. I think this book came out in 85 or 86. And a lot of us grew up reading Spider-Man in his newspaper comic strip form, so this gives you the best of that. And my favorite thing about this is that it is autographed by none other than Stan the Man Lee, the man they call the Man. You can see that to Aaron Excelsior Stan Lee 1986. So anyway, thank you for letting me show you some of my favorite Spidey stuff, and I bet there's lots of people out there with much cooler stuff than I have, like people who have the Amazing Fantasy number 15 and all that. I don't have very old Spider-Man comics, so I'll be happy to see other people's stuff, and keep reading. Alright, talk to you later. Bye-bye.